A dry cleaner that shut down more than 2 decades ago is causing a plume of contamination in southeast Grand Rapids.
Well, now 3 buildings have been evacuated, leaving people in that area without a place to stay.
24-hour News 8's Barton Dieters is live in Grand Rapids after speaking with health officials and some of those nearby business owners. Barton.
Well, Brian, the occupants of the structures here at Hall and Madison are going to be out of their buildings for weeks at least. Officials say the culprit is a former dry cleaner that operated between 1921 and 1995 at 401 Hall. There are new buildings, the new businesses and apartments there, and that modern construction means that that business is safe from the contamination below. But neighbors just to the west of the property are not so lucky. The DEQ discovered in testing over the last few months that the level of a potential carcinogen, tetrachloroethylene, also known as PERC, is higher than acceptable levels. Over the last couple days, the EPA and Kent County Health Department decided to evacuate the buildings at 401 Hall and in the 1100 block of Madison Avenue.
It's not something that a person who, say, was a service recipient or walked into one of those nonprofits or did some business there, it's not something that they should be worried about. It's really the occupants, the workers, the staff of those addresses that we're most concerned about.
The buildings in question are more than 100 years old and home to a pair of nonprofits, including one that houses some low-income people. The Red Cross has helped those people find homes while the problem is addressed. I talked to Betsy Nightingale, on-scene coordinator with the EPA, who said the solution will take weeks at least to complete. Meanwhile, the DEQ is working to determine the full scope of the problem.
We know that the soil and the groundwater right there are very contaminated. The further you get away from that, the less likely it is that you would have a vapor concern, but nevertheless, we need to check that.
The department is offering occupants of the buildings free blood and urine tests at the health department to check for PERC. They have also tested nearby properties, including Jake's Barber Salon across the street from the contaminated property.
I mean, I'm just across the street from the building. And like you said, you need to know how far that it comes out.
Shannon says he worries about the long-term exposure.
I'm concerned. It's like I'm not getting any information on what's exactly going on. You know, I think that I should.
Health officials tell us they're not aware of anyone who's actually become sick as a result of this contamination. They also point out that while groundwater seems to be the source of this contamination, drinking water is safe because that comes from the city. We have more information online at woodtv.com. Live in Madison Square, Barton Dieters, 24-hour News 8.